You know, if there's someone that I wish to grow old like, it would be Serena auntie. All right? How many of you agree with me? Those of you who know Serena auntie, I think this is the way to grow old. To me, okay? And I've been wanting to do a small talk show with Serena auntie for the past 1 year. Okay, 1 year. And we thought we will do it the day we launch the Sunset Saints. But since we have never come to the sunrise, forget about the sunset, so many things happening in this place, we just couldn't get the time to launch Sunset. But God willing, in the near future, we will have the Sunset Saints coming up. I wanted to do a small, short talk with Serena auntie. The reason being, we know Serena auntie now for I know her for 30 long years. Okay, I know her. And she was part of our family get together. You remember that, Akasi Mama? A fellowship. Yeah, we used to have a beautiful, like this, but slightly smaller in our homes. We used to gather in homes. And Serena auntie and Samji uncle used to be part of it. And we had a great time. And something I noticed, but I got to know her slightly better when we got back here and she started coming for our fellowship. And is the fact that she turns 80 and I have never seen her frown, complain or murmur even once.
Nobody to hear it.
Nobody to hear it, okay. So she does it all in silence, okay. But even if she's doing it in silence, to have that kind of a disposition is a huge thing. And I always tell Sarah, when I grow old, I want to be like that. Because already I crossed 40 and I'm becoming a little bit of a tough guy, complaining about things around and all that. And Serena auntie has been this wonderful person that when I look at her, at least, she's always had a smile on her face. And she's always active. Was it Joshua who said that growing old need not be boring, right? And tomorrow morning we have our Malayalam Bible study. She'll be the first one to join there. She will be there on that. Then she goes for the senior citizens at church. She's very active, right? She's like Caleb. Caleb at 80 said, give me that mountain. So that is Serena auntie for us. She's also our editor for the Revival and Mission. So you can be very productive even in your gray, old age. But I want to ask a rapid fire round of questions to Serena auntie. First question, looking back over 8 years, what was the happiest moment in your life? I'm sure you have too many, but what was the number one happiest moment in your life?
I think when my marriage was fixed with...
When your marriage was fixed, not after you got married. When your marriage was fixed.
Wow.
You want to elaborate on that a little more? Give the younger folks some ideas?
No. Continue.
Continue. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Okay, so anyone who's contemplating marriage is a good thing, and that is what an 80-year-old Serena auntie, she's just like her name, serene in everything.
No.
You're not? Why are you countering everything that I say?
You don't know me.
I don't know you well. All right, number 2 question. If you could give one piece of advice to your 20-year-old self, what would that be at 80? One piece of advice.
I don't know. We shouldn't be bothered much about what the world thinks of us, and we should be ourselves. That's what I would say. We are so concerned about what other people think. So that shouldn't be. We should be ourselves and enjoy what we are doing, but do it in the right way, not in the wrong way.
Well, that's a beautiful piece of advice, right? Sometimes we waste so much of our energy and time just wondering about and being bothered about what people think of us and how people would. And recently I was listening to an interview, and that person was saying, one of the worst thing you can do to yourself is to be bothered by the opinions of other people and also think that everyone is against you. Maybe they're not at the end of the day, right? So that's, I think, a beautiful piece of advice. Number 3, what's something young people worry about today that you think they should relax about? You've been seeing all these people, children, grandchildren, our kids, us. What do you think that we should stop worrying about?
I think once you give them the right guidelines and make sure that you correct them at the right places, they'll grow up. You don't have to worry so much about that if they have the right foundation.
So you should not worry about anything per se.
You should worry when it has to. If they do anything which is worrying, you should correct them. Make sure that. But I don't think you should hamper them much like that.
No, but do you think that young people worry too much nowadays? Young people?
Yes.
What do you think that they should stop worrying about the most? A lot of
I think that it's the same problem. They get, because of their friends and all that, they want to keep up with everybody and they're worried about their impression, their image in the world. So that is what you have to teach them to be themselves.
Don't worry about what people... So that's the same advice you would give even the generation of today.
And to put in their best, whatever it is.
Okay. So even when I said that Serena auntie is very serene and always very joyful, Serena auntie has gone through a lot of pain as well, right? As a person, she's always smiling. And I always wonder, Samji uncle was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Was it Alzheimer's or Parkinson's? And I still remember he used to crack all kinds of jokes even when he was diagnosed with Parkinson's. And that was for a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He had Parkinson's for a very long time. Serena auntie took care of him really well. And then Samji uncle passed away. Then she lost her son. And sometimes I ask myself, how do you find joy in the midst of the pain? Because the pain is real, right? You can't take the pain out. The pain is real. It is a reality. And I still remember when, of course, she's got lovely children. They take care of her. They come every now and then. But even for her cataract surgery, I remember you were alone, if I remember. Yeah. What she did is she pre-cooked all the food, had containers for each day, and went for the cataract surgery and took care of herself. So
you only have to hold a hand mirror and pour the drops. You don't need anybody to come home to pour that.
Dr. Satish, I think you have a lot of... No, but how do you take these serious things so lightly? I mean, please tell me. So how do you cope with pain? So you have one thing coming after the next, personal tragedies. How do you cope with pain? How do you keep the joy?
No,
you can take your time to answer.
First of all, I lost my father when I was 8.5. So it started then. But I found, though I missed him a lot, I found that all my friends' fathers were very kind to me. So I took a certain joy in that. They were all, they treated me specially. All my friends' fathers and whom I knew. So that was there. Then Samji, in the end, because he was Parkinson's, in a way, I had got adjusted in my mind to that. And I'm glad that he didn't have to suffer too much. If he had stayed on, it would have only increased his frustration and all that. And Sunil was quite a shock for me. But somehow God has given me the courage to do what is next. If it is practical, what can I do to help? Another thing is, I always thought of all the people who are different kinds of suffering, whether it's financial sickness for a long time, they've all been going through that. I had at least so much convenience, so I think of it like that. And whatever is to be done next, somehow God has given me the courage to do it.
So what has changed after going through that pain? Has something changed in your life?
Yes.
What has changed?
One thing is, we start seeing what others go through. That is the best thing that could happen to you. Otherwise, you only hear. You hear about people having cancer and lost their son. Or you hear of people who have Parkinson's, what they go through, taking care of them. Suddenly, you become aware of all this. So you are able to reach out to others.
So your empathy for them is more.
Certainly.
You're able to
only
pray
then
for them.
you understand. Only when you go through it, you understand what it is.
how about your relationship with the Lord? Going through this pain, how has it changed?
Actually, before marriage, I got married at 19. And Sam...
So when did you meet Samji uncle?
Huh?
When did you meet?
Yeah. No, 19 only. I
19
got
only,
married.
right,
Okay. And then, their family was more, in my house, yes, every day we, you know how it is. You have your prayers in the morning and evening, but you don't get an intimate knowledge of Christ. But actually it is through my children that I came to know the Lord properly. Because they all became believers, and then they showed me what it is, how rich it is, how enriching it. After I started that, I have a terrible thirst to know. And so I started learning, and once I joined BSF also, it's been a very lovely experience. And I kept wondering, only if I had known all this when right in the beginning, what a change it would have been in my attitude to others and in my life. How much richer it would have been. All that I had, how thankful I would have been of what I had.
Praise God. Saturday morning Bible study, Serena auntie is always on it. And though my Bible study on Saturday is in Malayalam, my PowerPoint is in English. And usually my mind travels faster than my words and my typing and all that. I speak usually fast. I've tried myself to slow down. So I type very fast and I make a lot of typo errors. After every Bible study, Serena auntie will send me a message.
Not every.
Whenever, in the
only
beginning.
One time.
Okay, she would send me a message saying, spelling of this is not right. The grammatical this thing of that thing is not right,
That's the teacher in me, that's all.
Yeah. So the skill of finding fault, no, I'm not saying finding fault. The skill of identifying language errors is what is being used to the maximum when it comes to being an editor for Revival and Mission, right? So she's able to add good value. So what would your advice be to people who are in the so-called senior citizen category on how can they utilize their sunset years in the best possible manner?
More than anything else, they should associate with more people and reach out wherever there is a need, where there is loneliness, go sit with them. They can do all that. All of that can be done. And whatever gifts they have, some may be doing stitching, some may be cooking, they can always do that and go give it to a friend or to somebody in need. I think the more you associate with people, that is the richest.
Wow. So associate more with people who, I think that's a beautiful, beautiful advice. What do you think is the secret of a joyful life?
I think you keep the good memories, lose the bad ones. Think only of that and be thankful for whatever you have. To be thankful is the most joyful thing.
To be grateful for what you
grateful,
have.
Yes.
And not think too much about what you don't have.
Yeah. And think of all those who don't have also, what you have. Then you know.
So one piece of advice, be grateful. Okay? Young people and old people. Final question. When you arrive in heaven, many years from now, many years from now.
Not many years.
Many years from now. Oh, you're ready? Okay, all right, that's good. What is the one thing you hope Jesus would tell you?
First of all, he would say, better late than never. Then he would say that I had chosen you and that's why you came to the Lord.
Wow. Praise God. Wonderful. Big hand for Serena auntie. So with that, we unofficially launch our Sunset Saints. Officially, when my dad and mom are around, we'll see what to do. But thank you, Serena auntie. And we wishing, we hope we can do the 100 years together.